What's going on, good folks? My name is Scott Churchson, alongside Mr. Dayveonne Bussey, and getting ready for Christmas and showcasing his ability to have his camera already tip over, but showing the Christmas setup right there already. Very nice. Is Mr. Robert Manny BG, I guess.
With his Venom Christmas ugly sweater.
And basically he's got the curly perm going on too, and it's nice.
I figured it's still November, so we're not going to be in the buddy yet, but we're going to show off the Christmas background.
Nice. So yeah. And the floor. And we're the floor. Okay, that's 2. Let's try for 3.
Yo, this is something
just you and me.
This is something Buddy the Elf would do.
Yeah, but let's give him a quick minute. There we go. Is he good? Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. All right, cool. There we go.
Sorry.
All right, cool. So we're off to a damn fabulous start there, by the way. Anyway, how you gentlemen doing?
We're great.
I'm sore.
Okay.
Yeah. Please.
Why?
I had to take a physical, like a physical exam, and
I know.
Physical. I wanna get physical.
But I do feel swole though.
And just to address, yes, I know my last name is spelled wrong because I was hurrying and typing Manning, and I pushed Enter Studio before, and it didn't let me. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, we're gonna call him Manny Betty or Beggy.
Leave me alone.
Manny PG.
Yeah. Wait, we're gonna call him Manny naming Biggie Boo.
No, just Manning BG.
Manning Buddy God. How's that?
Yes, Buddy God.
Buddy God. There we go. Merry Christmas.
But isn't that against his religious purposes?
Hey, we're not here to talk about religion. We're here to talk about movies.
Okay.
Yes. So
at least not tonight. I know. You know what? Maybe this will be good for our stream because now people are just going to be commenting and you're going to help the algorithm.
So basically, you're saying I should probably just name myself whatever. I'll name myself, head of. Yeah, you know what? We're already live. I'm not going to bother. All right, so I want to try something a little different tonight. I was trying to figure out what to do in this case. We had some stuff in the pipeline. And then on the sports side of things, where a lot of the stuff goes on, where we just share nonsense, quick facts, and things like this. Kyle, Mr. Kyle Krieger, great man that he is, he posted a meme, and it gave me an idea. How good are you guys together going to be if I start playing memes for you and for you to figure out what the movie is based on the quasi-esoteric GIF that it is? Memes, animated GIFs, things like this. It's a chance for basically to see how good you guys are. This kind of came about because there was a reference to a movie that basically it was about 10 years before Rob Manning was born, about 10 years before Brandon was born. And he didn't write the reference. So we're going to see what we can do in this case. And there is the ceiling again. So, dude, do you have this thing like balanced on pencils or something?
Well, I originally had it on a different tripod. The tripod was making the camera go down because I had to have it long ways. And then the other camera's not working. So, yes, I have us holding on the stand.
By the way, your crotch looks fantastic. Yeah. And by the way, ladies, he's like 6'5". Just want to point that out.
Yeah.
So anyway, now that we've made him uncomfortable enough, let's stop that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So this rule in this case here, as he probably messages me like, Scott, you shut up. The rules are pretty simple. Can both of you guys together get more than miss more? It's pretty simple in this particular case. How do you feel? You feel okay?
I feel great. Besides my camera angle.
That's okay. We'll make
I'm up for the challenge. I'm just sore.
By the way, you see this? I can't judge because of how the bags look right now. Trust me, you're fine, pal. So, all right. So let's see what we can do in this case. We're going to call this Name the Movie by the GIF. So I'm going to start this off basically pretty easy, I think, for the most part. There we go. Now I expect that Mr.
Godfather
Ryan O'Regan will probably get at least 8 of these 10 here. Godfather, Dayveonne, what do you say?
Casablanca.
Which one do you guys want to go with? Because one of those is right.
Go with this.
What's that?
Casablanca.
Casablanca is correct. He grabs popcorn for this one. Yeah, I figured this was pretty easy. Most of these were submitted by Kyle in this particular case. So, yep, right off the bat, I figured that would be an easy one all the way through.
I've never seen it.
Fun fact about Casablanca: there almost was a sequel where he lets her go. She gets on the plane, reunites with the lost love. There was almost a sequel where her husband dies, and she and him and Humphrey Bogart reunite and end up together in the end. The sequel never ended up happening. They were going to replace her with, I think, maybe like Rosalind Russell, I think maybe. But suffice it to say, it was something that, for whatever reason, they never ended up doing it. But it would have probably destroyed this particular ending. It's kind of like if E.T. had its expected sequel. Okay, so this one's also going to be fairly easy, I think. I don't know where Rob went. There he is. Okay, so got a little flashing light going on. All right, so right now, Rob Manning and basically Dayveonne are currently 1 for 1. Can you guys name this movie? Which you probably can.
Are we going to have a movie from this decade?
Oh, no. No, we're not making this easy. I told you.
Well, Rob's probably getting 0.
It's a team effort.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
By the way, I will mention these are going to get harder.
Yeah. Good
All
job.
right. Monty Python, if I'm not mistaken.
So Monty Python, and Rob's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a great guess. Mighty Python and the Holy Grail.
Ryan is 2 for 2.
History of the World, Part 1. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know that one. I never saw this. That's why.
To be fair, Ryan is old. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, so am I. I'm older than all y'all.
Well, yeah, you know all these.
No, he don't. Stop.
Scott knows all these.
Actually, I didn't know some of these because the ones that Kyle sent me, I wasn't fully familiar with.
Kyle is fired.
Wait. Hold up. Pause. Ryan. I'm a movie guru, but to a certain era.
Yeah. I watched the movies in the 80s.
This is
90s.
considered to be one of Mel Brooks' best movies. A little bit more adult themed than some like High Anxiety or Young Frankenstein or Ashton in this case, as you can see clearly by the girl's cleavage. The running joke in this case here is because he's the king. If he wants to stick his head into her boobs and do whatever he wants, he's allowed to, with the catchphrase being, "It's good to be the king." And that kind of became a catchphrase, sort of like some of the other Mel Brooksian catchphrases for a lot of the other movies were. But History of the World did have a sequel on Hulu that he had nothing to do with, but was paid a whole bunch of money on. So, okay. So right now you guys are at 50%.
Okay.
This one, I think you're going to have a little bit of an easier time. Wait, hang on. What's that? It's literally Mel Brooks in the GIF. This one should be easier in this case. Can you figure this one out?
A Christmas Story.
There you go. I figured that would be an easier one in this case. So,
Rob, hold up. You didn't know this?
To be honest, I didn't get to see it because I was trying to see what year History of the World came out, and I can't even.
He took his eyes off. Okay, that's okay. I was focused on camera work and everything like that and whatever was going on. But yeah, Christmas Story, a mostly unremembered movie at the time. It only had resurgence in the last few years, especially with TNT and TBS playing it ad nauseum for 24 hours straight, and no one cares anymore. Having become like the SNL of Christmas movies. This movie actually, believe it or not, was released 41 years ago today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I was going to say Home Alone, but when I look deep into it and I see that kid's eyes, I was like, that's not Macaulay Culkin. This is
it's the glasses on that. Yeah. And also, by the way, can you give me the name of either actor here?
Oh, Peter, or hold on.
Yep. Close.
I have it. It's this guy, but I can't think of whose autograph that is.
Peter Billingsley.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peter Billingsley, Darren McGavin, who was also most known at the time for Kolchak the Night Stalker, which was a series that was running a mystery series.
Oh, that was a great series.
That was Darren McGavin. That was him right there. So,
but yeah,
this was obviously the most famous of all the Gene Shepard movies. But believe it or not, it was not the only Christmas story. Gene Shepard had other stories in there, centering around 10 years later. He had ones involving their boyhood trip to Michigan that actually starred Jerry O'Connell and the dad from Doogie Howser, which is a fantastic one. Ollie Hopnoodle's Haven of Bliss is a must-watch, because if you've ever had to take like car trips with your family in the middle of summer and all of the unbridled hell that comes with it, you will understand that movie.
And I have a fun fact about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The person that, I think it's the director of this movie, is also the person that did the horror movie Black Christmas in 1974.
Really?
Yep. Bob Clark.
Bob Clark, yeah.
And it's to this day, I know one person that he's seen the movie, and it's one of the most scariest horror movies he's seen.
You know what else he did? Oh, this is you know what he did before he did Christmas Story? Porky's.
Oh, wow. Wait.
Porky's.
Whoa, no, I got a fun fact on that one. You know, Porky's was done in Montclair.
Okay, really?
Montclair University, when they had the football team scene.
Yes.
My uncle was an extra in the movie.
Nice. Well, if it was local to Montclair, I could see it.
Yeah.
By the way, Happy Gilmore 2 is filming in Clifton tomorrow. Oops, I didn't say that out loud. But yeah, Christmas Story did get an actual sequel with Peter Billingsley. It wasn't bad. Believe it or not, the true sequel to the Christmas Story, in this case from the Christmas perspective, was the one that actually had the completely panned one with the guy from Home Alone.
Macaulay Culkin?
No, Daniel Stern. The one that came out that was banned. That was actually the true sequel to Christmas Story, written by Gene Shepard. No one realizes that.
Oh, wow.
But that was not a comment I should have put there. Whoopsies. That is I believe a naked person. Whoops. Okay.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
That was one of my people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought I saw. Oh, sorry. Actually, you know what it was? The sweater was same color and it was a distance, and I thought there was, Oops. Sorry.
Cherry forever.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Whoopsie. So, okay, moving on, because boy, I couldn't fumble that one any better than I did. Okay, this one Ryan should have no problem with, I don't think.
Lethal Weapon?
No.
Or no. Hold on.
Beverly Hills Cop, bro.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop. Whatever.
If it's an 80s action movie, Rob Reiner's default is Lethal Weapon. I love it.
Banana in the tailpipe.
Yes.
My bad.
Yeah, in this case, actually, Kyle had sent over a couple GIFs. We opted to go with this one because of the fact that it's just very clear cut. It was made famous in this case because of that.
I had to save Rob on this one.
You're doing good. So,
yo, what's up, Toy Quest?
Miguel, how you doing, sir?
What's up, Toy Quest?
I miss your butt, man. I miss your butt. So,
just his butt.
I miss yourself. Okay, how's that? So I don't know. I've never seen his butt. So, boy, I am, dude. I'm telling you right now. I'm running on. Let me just say this. I'm running on fumes right now.
I was just making a joke.
No, dude. Listen, no. It's like I said. I'm not on my A game because I was awake 5 o'clock this morning. I had a long celebration of life yesterday that really took the wipe out of me. And I kind of screwed up a scene today that had Mark Wahlberg in it. So, oopsie. So anyway, moving on. Rob, you okay? You look like you're in Rictus. Okay.
Wow.
That's amazing. You're working with Mark Wahlberg. I
saw Mark Wahlberg, but
yeah.
I saw Mark Wahlberg, but
so I had a friend's daughter is with same situation. Well, he basically talked to her and she just said hi.
Hi. So, Murphy's sticking a banana up.
I just said it, Ryan. I just said it.
No talking balls sticking over.
And I got a Funko Pop with him with the banana.
I bet you do.
Okay, so we're going to move on to this one. This one's going to be a very high quality one.
Oh, it's Chris Farley.
God, I know this movie.
I have a T-shirt for this. I actually have a T-shirt from this movie.
I know this movie.
Was I right on the actor? Is that Chris Farley?
That is Chris Farley, yes.
Yeah.
And David Spade's the other one too. Oh God, the Tyson butt reveal on Netflix was just, that was one of those things you just were. There's so many things about Netflix and that whole thing that was a debacle. That strangely was not a debacle, but just bizarre.
Yeah. It was weird that the freaking cameraman just zoomed up on it too.
I'm trying to think.
You got an opportunity to get Mike Tyson's butt. I guess how many chances in life do you get for that? But you know.
The
center's around an auto parts company in Ohio.
Yeah.
Hold on. Is this airplanes auto?
No.
But it does involve autos. Yeah. Ryan already got it in the comments, by the way, as I kind of figured he would. Ryan, I believe it's 5 for 5.
To be honest, I've probably never seen.
I forgot today, but I know what this movie is. I remember watching it. Oh God.
I've never seen a Chris Farley movie.
I always saw this movie, but I forgot the name. Oh my God. Pass. I'm gonna have to pass because I forgot the name. Tommy Boy.
All things considered, we're halfway through, but you guys are doing pretty darn well. I got to give you credit on that. So you're at 3. You're 3 out of 5. This one, however, I think is going to be really tough. Ryan might get it. 55-45. He'll get this one. I did not know this one because I have never seen this movie with Adam Sandler.
Oh, it's when Adam Sandler's younger. I think it's hate most of Adam Sandler movies.
Oh, when he was younger? Is that the one where he's in school?
Yes.
Oh, Billy Madison.
There you go. Yes. Yeah.
You go, Rob. There you go.
Yes. I actually did not know this one because I have never seen Billy Madison all the way through.
I did. I just couldn't think of it. I'm like, once he said
in school, I was like, Billy Madison. So
I'm going to try to give you slight hints to make it a little easier on this one.
There you go, Rob.
Yeah, dude, nicely done. Nicely done.
Yeah, teamwork. He gave me a hint. I gave the answer.
So
there you go.
See, there you go, bud. Proud of you, man.
Yeah,
I'm proud of me too.
Now this is the GIF that actually started this whole thing right here.
Okay.
Can you give me this one? This is what started the whole thing.
Is that Tom Cruise?
It is not Tom Cruise.
That's the guy from Naked Gun.
Hey, jackpot. Yeah, it's the guy from Naked Gun because the movie's Naked Gun.
Wait, it's Naked Gun.
Yes.
Okay.
Naked Gun, which was the movie spin-off of the show Police Squad, which was a comedic spin-off of a show called M Squad with Lee Marvin. Right down to the exact same intro, which was
I've
really
never heard of it.
Naked Gun?
Naked Gun? No.
You never heard of it? Oh, Naked Gun is classic.
Yeah.
I said, you're looking at a different generation where you're
that's what this came about. Well, see, okay, to be fair, I was originally considering pitting the two of you guys against each other, but I figured that would be unfair because one of you is a millennial and the other is like Gen Alpha or whatever, Gen Z. You're Gen Z, yeah. So
I'm not Gen Z.
Where are you?
What are you?
If I'm not mistaken, you can argue with me. I am part of the millennial.
Are you?
97.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're like right on that cusp then, I guess.
I'm at the cusp, but I will say, I don't like when Kyle makes ones like this because he doesn't pick anything from my yes, I'm millennial, but I'm at the end, so I'm the late 90s, early 2000s.
There is going to be one in here I guarantee you're going to get. Pretty sure Dayveonne will get it too. You know, I mean, heck, even I could figure this one out. So, but so far, you guys are doing really well. You got 5 out of 7 here.
Yeah.
You know, listen. Technically, yeah, Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad, yes.
And I've never even heard of Police Squad.
Well, Police Squad, I can forgive you on that one because it was a 6-episode series in the early '80s from the Zucker brothers who come off Airplane, and it was ahead of its time. And it was a lot of quick wit dialogue, you know, and quick humor where if you blink you miss it, and it was too fast for that era. It's perfect for now, but for in the '80s when you were kind of in this whole, you know, Saint Elsewhere, you know, Webster, Who's the Boss, or Taxi kind of generation. Humor, this would just never ever work, but it was classic. It did really well, and then the movies came out from that, and then Leslie Nielsen's career just exploded beyond.
Yes,
you know, but yeah, there were 3 Naked Gun movies in total. Each one really was really good in its own right.
Right.
So, yeah, Naked Gun 2.5, and Naked Gun 33 1/3. So, now this one came about.
Oh, that's Dracula.
Close.
That's not the Brandstrom or Braunstrom.
No. Dracula? You have the right character.
Nostra.
Close enough. Not Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. The original Dracula.
Yeah, from 28. So, yeah, that one was also one of the ones that Kyle had thrown out there. So, God, I wish Kyle was on this right now. Yeah, Nosferatu.
Yeah,
Nosferatu.
All right.
By the way, also you be careful at seizure warnings on that too, man.
Yeah.
This, by the way, Kyle, I just want to point out, had a really good time finding these gifs for me.
The heck?
We're going to the Far East in this case, and we're going to Japan in the Godzilla universe.
It's like
you said Godzilla, so I'm trying
It's in the Godzilla universe, yes.
What are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles going on?
Actually, it is not a well, it's I was gonna say Ryan got it as expected, sure. So
what was it?
You guys giving up?
Oh,
no.
Okay.
I give up.
So yeah,
I was the Ultraman.
You want to go with Ultraman, and I don't know. So
No, I'll go with Ultraman for 900.
No, actually, that would be Gamera. Ultraman was the one that basically had the gray and red costume.
Yeah, that one would have been wrong.
Well, I thought he may have been a villain from that.
He might have been a villain initially, but he also had flying abilities too.
Yeah,
and was actually parodied in the early on Dragonball, or the first few episodes.
Right,
because I believe the entrance for Master Roshi for the first one came on a flying Gamera, because Akira Toriyama was a massive fan of Godzilla, to the point that he and the creator of Dragon Quest, I think in 1985, were extras in the Godzilla movie. You can't see them, but they actually had small little background roles in like Godzilla Returns 1985, whatever it was. So
that's a very talented turtle.
It is, yeah.
Athletic.
An animated show on Netflix? That I didn't know. So now this one could be, like I said, I think
that's
hold
on. Is that it's either, is that Mallrats?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yes, it is. Yep.
Let's go!
The movie, one of the Benny Bryan O'Halloran movies that people sort of forget he's done.
To be honest,
no,
I got it because of
didn't.
Jason Lee.
I know this because of Brian.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it because of Brian, but I know Jason Lee.
And
I knew that Jason Lee started his career because of Mallrats, because he was not originally supposed to be in the movie. He was supposed to be the guy that you come fly out. He beats the standing guy, and the actual person they want does the lines. But because he outperformed the other person, he got picked.
So apparently there was a Gamera anime. Which Netflix is doing a lot of its own anime anyway. Some of it I like, some of it I'm not.
The reason why this movie got greenlit, Mallrats, is because of the person that just passed away. Rest in peace, Shannon.
Shannon Doherty.
Yep.
Yeah. Shannon Joe, they wanted somebody with some degree of star power, and obviously she had 90210 at the time.
And Kevin Smith never thought he could get her, and he talked her into it, and they were like, okay, project's greenlit.
Yeah. And also, I was a very young Claire Forlani at the time. I forget who played. Michael Rooker, brand new Michael Rooker at the time, too. You know, well before Guardians or any of the stuff he had done.
He was doing a lot of stuff before this movie. Because he was in Cliffhanger, I think, before this, right?
Was he in Cliffhanger? Okay, that would have been 1993.
Yeah, I don't know. When did Mallrats come out?
95.
Okay, yeah, he was in Cliffhanger and Drop Zone, I think. I could be wrong on Drop Zone, but I know Cliffhanger.
And yes, Stan Lee cameo.
Yes.
That's how they started to build the bond there. Which, by the way, also had a flip back, too, because in Captain Marvel, Stan Lee was sitting there reading the script, because it took place in the 90s, reading the script for Mallrats.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, so it was a little tiny nod back. Kevin got really excited by it. But it's funny because nobody really remembers that Brian O'Halloran was in this movie as Jim Hicks. Oh, no. This was not Jim Hicks.
I did.
No, let's see. Who was his name? Was it Gil Hicks? Jim Hicks was Chasing Amy. Grant Hicks was Dogma, which by the way, we're going to talk about Dogma in a minute too.
Nice.
And there was another one. Days of Thunder.
That's My mom would know all the stuff of Michael Rooker.
There's talk about a Days of Thunder sequels coming out too.
There's this talk of everything being a sequel. Let's just stop.
Well, we're going to talk about a sequel with Kevin Smith in a minute, but I have one more movie for you guys. See how well you can do to get this to 8 out of 11.
Okay.
I don't know if you're going to be able to do this or not. This is a really kind of a tough one.
I'm just happy I got. Oh! I don't know. Oh man. Only if there was some kind
Darn it, Elf! Jesus Christ, Elf!
Hint of what the movie's name was,
Elf. Okay, the Elf. Okay.
Only if I just had some kind of recognition of what that movie is. Is it this guy? Can't be that guy. No. Yeah. Elf for 1,000,000 points.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to throw a couple more in here just for the funsies of it.
That was fun.
All right, throw a.
But I'll give you credit for that. It's 8 out of 11 now.
Why do I feel like that's Mothman?
It's not, but this is a tough one. I'm not going to lie. This is a tough one.
I almost want to say Ultraman on this one.
No, it's not Ultraman.
No, this is the 1950s. Considered to be one of the worst horror-ish movies of the time.
I don't know.
It's Mothman.
This is a movie called Robot Monster.
Oh, wow.
And it's a gorilla in a diving helmet. Oops, sorry.
Lame.
Oh God, I'm gonna have to do a review of terrible bad movies at some point, because there's so many bad movies that I'm such a massive fan of. Can you get? All right, we'll wrap it out with that one.
Wait, is that John?
No, that is not John Travolta.
No, hold on. That's
The Room.
All right.
Thank you.
What's the actor?
Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, Tommy Wiseau.
It's not who I thought.
Hi, Mark.
Oh, there's that Kyle guy.
Yeah.
What's up, Kyle? Hi, Kyle.
Hey, Kyle, next time pick some gifts from the, 90s, 2000, 2010s.
I did not hit her. Oh, hi, Mark.
It's funny, actually, I don't know if you guys knew this, but Bob Odenkirk did a shot-by-shot remake of The Room with the sole purpose of trying to make it be the dramatic movie it was supposed to be. Yeah. So if you ever get the chance to watch that scene in a dramatic version of it. So, all right. So you know what? You guys did pretty well. We wrapped it out at 12. Did you like this? Did you not like this?
Yeah.
No wrong answer.
I like it.
Maybe next time throw some stuff that Rob will actually know.
What if, just hypothetically, you know what? I'm trying. That's fair. That's fair. I would be terrible at something like this too. Maybe Kyle, if you're looking, start coming up with GIFs on this. Do not actually let me see what they are. I'll have someone else produce instead and throw them up there and see if I can figure them out.
Yeah.
Because in this case, I had the advantage of knowing every single one of them. I picked a couple of added GIFs in this case, or GIFs, however you want to say it. So I want to see how you feel about that. But Rob, how well do you do Disney live action?
Yeah.
Could you do like the not just the TV shows, but like the movies?
Yeah.
Like Radio Rebel or those Bandcamp ones or whatever?
You mean Camp Rock?
Camp Rock, that was the one, yeah.
Yeah, Camp. Yeah, no, I can. Yeah, no, I know my Disney.
All right, I would suck at that, but the only thing I've ever learned from that come from a YouTuber named Alex Myers, who does like animated versions and just like of all the Disney stuff. So he had more. He could have said, you know what? We'll hold you on that. Kyle, I think you can produce.
I had more I could have said.
Matter of fact,
I could have John. I could have Mitch. I could have any one of those guys produce this as well. So
I have a question.
Shoot.
For Kyle and Ryan, did y'all least expect me to answer most of those questions?
You did pretty well, so.
Well, yeah.
Oh God. He's gonna give you like a black screen and be like, "Okay, go figure out what this intro's for." Ryan would be one of those kind of guys that basically. Do you ever see these like 500-piece puzzles where they're all the exact same color?
Yeah.
But I will say, out of all those GIFs, that last one was the hardest one.
Wait, what one?
Oh, Robot Monster or The Room?
No, the one with that guy, that elf-looking guy.
Oh, yeah. There's unfortunately no GIF of it here, but oh God.
No, but yeah, fun fact, because we showed the Christmas Story, Ralphie from the Christmas Story is Ming Ming from Elf.
Really? Okay.
You didn't know that?
Yeah, I do remember that actually. Okay. Yeah, they were, like I said, this is why I figured a team effort wasn't a bad idea, because these guys could be able to work together a little bit on that.
And we got most of them.
You got 8 out of 11? Oh, 9 out of 12. 9 out of 12. So but cool. Good on you. So, all right.
Wait. Why does it say 9 out of 12? It'd be 8 out of 12 because we didn't get that last one.
Who was the last one?
That weird one you threw in at the robot monster.
Oh, Rob. I think all right. So maybe 8 out of 12. All right. Well, listen. If the teacher gives you an extra point or an extra mark, shut up. Don't be that guy. Excuse me, teacher. You marked all of our questions incorrect, and then the teacher's like, "Okay, good. 5 points, all of you."
It's called Mr. Manning was honest, and you're welcome.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yes. Do you remember that scene from Full Metal Jacket where he has to eat the donut while they're doing the push-ups? That is what they would do.
I'm just happy I was able to get that Billy Madison one because I don't like Adam Sandler.
Wait, what?
No, I hate Adam Sandler. Most of his movies.
What?
Really?
What's wrong with you?
Just like I hate most of Will Ferrell's movies.
Oh God! Oh, Kyle just sent me one. I don't even know this one.
Let's see.
I just don't like stupid comedies.
It's not stupid.
Most of Adam Sandler movies are stupid comedies.
No,
they're stupid, perverted comedies.
Ooh. But then you have like things like Big Daddy and such too. But okay, so this one, I don't know this one, but he just sent it over now.
That's Jay Leno. No.
I can see why you'd say that.
This is Fright Night.
No, actually, it's not. But he said it's a Peter Jackson one, apparently.
Oh, the vampire assistant.
I don't know this. I would have never gotten this one, to be honest with you.
Wait, I'm saying it wrong. Wait, is it? I will kick your ass.
It's just so hard to see it because it's so.
Yeah, sorry, man.
It's all good.
I think it's the vampire assistant, or I don't know.
But yeah, the white hair was throwing me off, and that's why I said Jay Leno.
No, I get it. And that chin there too. So either that or that ghost thing from what was it, Superhuman Cyber Squad or whatever?
No.
It's the Kung Fu Priest from a very B-rated horror movie. Yeah, see, I wouldn't have known this one.
Nobody would have known that.
Yeah, that's a tough one. So but yeah, it's from a movie called Dead Alive, also known as Brain Dead.
Rob doesn't know for 1 million.
But it do remind me. But it does remind me of Fright Night or something, like the old school Fright Night.
Sure, Fright Night's actually solid on that way too. Oh wait, actually, you know what? I got something for you.
Where are you?
There. Here, this will make Rob happy.
Is that what I think it is?
You know, because you're a fan of Jake Paul for some reason.
Hey,
oh my God!
Look at how young and innocent Jake and Logan Paul are in this picture, man. So
I want nothing to do with these brothers.
Well, good for you, Day. I do. They are successful people, and shout out to them.
All right, I'm going to wrap this up before basically this is going to engage in fisticuffs, to which we almost had that on Netflix the other night, but instead we had two guys making a combined $60 million to basically stare at each other for 16 minutes.
Well, I did find out some rumors about the contract. I don't know how true it is, but supposedly in their contract.
Did you watch Mike Tyson in his training videos versus Mike Tyson in that fight? If you watch the training videos, dude.
I don't know. Those training videos, I feel like we have the technology where those training videos weren't legit. And here's what I got supposedly in the contract, and I don't know if this is true or not, but one of the things I read is in the contract, it said for him to get the money that the full amount of the $20 million, he could not end the match before 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And you could not, he had to wait until at least 7 rounds for him to get the full amount, and he was not allowed to do any uppercuts.
Which, like I said, in this case, but you see that Tyson right there. That is not the Tyson that fought Jake Paul.
Right.
You know that Tyson right there, that is the Tyson that we knew.
To be honest,
we saw Friday night.
I don't know how this does not help. This fight kind of just humiliated him in a way.
It did. It hurt all of our souls in this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy I was right.
But yeah, also at the same time, you saw at the very end when Jake Paul was like literally bowing to him in the middle, at the end of the fight. You don't do that. You ride it down to the bell. So all right. Here's what we're gonna do. Ryan has some thoughts on that, so I'm gonna send that over. I'm gonna run a commercial break real quick.
Okay.
So
there's not enough room in here for Ryan. No, I'm just kidding. You can join Ryan.
I want Ryan back.
Well, you're going to get him released for something here. Hang on a sec. So yeah,
you want Ryan's back.
Yeah, I have some very distinct thoughts on that as well. There, just sent. But let me pop out for a quick sec. I want to do the commercial for this for Pizza Zone. Give them their love and everything like that because they're awesome. B, they're also awesome. So anyway, right back. So as I mentioned, basically, this is basically my favorite pizza place. It is right around the corner from my house in Lodi. It's called Pizza Zone. It's inexpensive. Pizza's high quality. The people that run it, Martin and Zach, are fantastic. The cheese bread spectacular there. I definitely recommend it. If you want salad, you can have salad. It wouldn't be right. My cup of tea. The barbecue chicken definitely is my wife's cup of tea. But they're really awesome. Definitely worth a look. You get a $5 pizza there from pepperoni, cheese, and right on Main Street in Lodi. Right by my house. So basically, if you go there, you can pretty much know where I am. Knock on my door.
So much you can't beat that,
dude. Like $5 for that too. And pizzas are done in like 10 minutes too. So, and this is Jersey too. This isn't like pizza out in like Idaho or someplace like that. Where it's like we have quality pizza here. It's like, dude, no, you don't.
You don't know what quality pizza is.
Your pizza's a poor man's version of Domino's, but no, but yeah, Zach and Martin do a really, really good job with that. So I'm very grateful to them. So yeah, take a look at it. Definitely haven't checked it out. And yeah, so, okay. So I guess we're going to talk for a quick second about the Tyson Paul fight, which obviously we're not really a sports side of this, but I do want to mention something. And I was debating this for a quick sec. Sports right now is going in the direction of streaming. It's going in the direction of Everything is being removed from cable. Everything is moved to the streaming aspect of it. And there was a massive headache when that happened the other night because their servers, frankly, just couldn't handle it. Yep. I personally had to stop watching on my TV and I had to switch it to my laptop because it was so bad that I couldn't watch it. And I got grainy 1997 real media file version of like what of this Tyson fight. It was the best that I can do. Ryan, I'm just going to open it up to you, sir. You clearly have an opinion on this, and possibly.
Can I add before let Ryan get his headache?
Yeah,
situated.
I love Ryan's hair right now.
So I remember
his hair is
one of the bars that actually was showing the boxing match.
Yeah.
Two. One, I just had to leave because I had to get prepared. But then there was another. It was so crowded. Well, both of these bars were showing it, but the lag on Netflix, like you said, it couldn't handle the pressure.
Well, yeah, they weren't expecting 200 million people to be on that.
Whoa.
You have to expect it. You had 4 or 5 months to prepare because Tyson couldn't fight in July.
All right, so let Ryan speak. Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, hi, everyone.
Yeah,
I know it's been a minute. I've had my reasons. I've had things to do, but obviously with something like this, I have really wanted to just go ahead and go all Jerry Seinfeld on this, if you remember my rant from that one.
Actually, hang on. Let me do this proper for you. Oops, shit, sorry. Crap, okay. Hang on. There we go. That's what I want to do. There you go.
Okay. Now my hair's all sticking up. Thank you. Now, I will say this first and foremost. As far as the buffering and the internet thing goes, I do think that's maybe a little bit more subjective than I think some people are letting on. I also was at a bar that night, Big Shots over in Woodbridge, New Jersey, watching it with a friend of mine. There was no issues the entire night as far as internet is concerned. So I have to imagine it's probably based upon where you're living and how you're watching. If you're someone who's like maybe middle America and you're trying to get that stream going and you're probably got like the cheapo Netflix with maybe like just an average internet connection, I can definitely see that probably being an issue, since more than likely something of this caliber, Netflix probably went ahead and tried to strengthen its bigger markets in order to make sure that it was able to be seen there, and maybe your common individual person suffered. So I understand the gripe about that, but I think that's maybe a little bit more of a maybe he said, she said sort of thing. So don't necessarily blame Netflix. For the fact that Netflix went ahead and put on something like this in general, when obviously it doesn't do live television commonly, I think says a lot about them at least having the ambition to go ahead and do that. That being said, Jake Paul is a con man, and I am not going to say anything otherwise.
Whoa!
All right.
Oh, you have made an enemy of life out of Rob here.
Let us be very, very clear about what happened here. We were sold a bill of goods that we did not collect on. All right. If you could have gone ahead and gone the Logan Paul route, just like you did with Mayweather, and you could have easily just simply made this an exhibition match, which could have been like a nice little highlight of the show, but at least people understood at that point what they were getting from Mayweather and Logan. Here, it was billed as a very legitimate match, an on-the-record match. And you pussyfooted around the thing where, okay, maybe Tyson looked strong in the first 2 rounds, and it could have kept going like that. But no, the minute the 4th, 5th round, which mind you, don't forget, Jake Paul, look, any Paul, I don't care Paul, could be Paul Reiser for all I care. Any one of those little dicks went ahead and said that it was going to be round 4 or 5 knockout. That's how he was proclaiming it. But that's because Jake knew it had to go to that round regardless. And then he went ahead and stretched it out. Now, I will give Tyson this. He, as a showman, since he obviously has more acting experience than either of the Pauls combined, he at least knew what his role was. Tyson knew that he was going to come out there. He didn't have to do any big hoopla sort of thing. He didn't have like a Don King in his corner to go ahead and hype him up. He was there, and everyone knew who he was going in. Everyone knew who he was coming out. I will say there may be some fans that are maybe a little disparaged by his, just going ahead and taking it like that just for the money rather than actually going ahead and being a prize fighter, which is what he was back in his heyday. But you know what? After all the health regulations and all the issues he had back over the summer where he almost died and everything, I was happy to just see Mike thriving.
Yes.
The fact that he was able to even go 8 rounds, even if they were shortened, even if they did have thicker gloves on, so this way it was a little more padded, whatever the case may be, I was happy to see that Tyson was still alive. Not because of anything Jake was doing, because Jake wasn't doing a damn thing, but more so because Tyson himself has already been through so much. Now, should he ever do this again? Should he go ahead and pull like what is it? George Foreman coming back and getting the belt sort of thing? God, no. No. Mike, you did your thing. Let that be it.
Right off the contract.
As for Jake Paul, he's a huckster. He's a con man. He's a schmuck as far as I'm concerned. He knows how to make money. I won't say he doesn't know how to make money, but you know what? As far as an entertainer, as far as a competitor, as far as a boxer, as far as a human being, he fails in the lowest common denominator of all of those categories. And you know why? Because he is so disingenuous about it. The fact that after the match, he went ahead and said, oh, yeah, no, I did lay off. I was going easy on Tyson. After all the nonsense you pulled, you're going to go ahead and try to go WWE on this nonsense? Oh, no, sir. You do not get that much credit.
Well, you know what? Also, the other side of it, too, is that at the very end, it's like, I want to thank, the firefighters and the police and the truckers. It's like you were so rehearsed with when you said that. Now, I need to mention something real quick here. There is breaking news, by the way, Kyle. This is important to know.
Yeah.
Yes, that actually is absolutely a thing here where he will be challenging Jimmy Carter to a fight. Jimmy is, of course, 100 years old.
That is a joke.
But the fact that Kyle's it.
Yes, I also heard that Jake Paul wants to get into baseball now, and he wants to go ahead and do a home run derby against Babe Ruth.
I really have something to say.
Yes. I did hear about that one too. I think he's also going to take on Ty Cobb at the same time. Basically 1-on-2. I think he's going to be okay there.
I hope Ty goes ahead and just takes the spikes into his shins and just slides into them.
Because he's not going to take on Ken Griffey. He's not going to take on Junior Griffey. He's not going to take on anybody from that era. He won't take on Aaron Judge.
No, he won't take on anyone that is capable, and that's the thing. Yes, I see Day holding the finger up. What's a?
I did ran off and said if Tyson loses by some miracle to Jake Paul, I am throwing my hat.
Yes.
In this because I want to fight Jake Paul.
Everybody wants to fight Jake Paul at this point.
No. I'm calling it out right now. Everybody hears me on this show.
You'll lose.
Listen, shut up, Rob.
Rob, hold on. Rob, you honestly think that in a legitimate match, a legitimate bout against a legitimate competitor, that Jake Paul would actually still win?
He has the chance. Everybody has a chance to win. You guys.
Yeah, I think that was also on someone's shirt. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Hey, I'm just saying. I don't know.
All right, I'm going to say this.
You could call him the worst person alive, but he's not. Mike Tyson ain't much better himself.
Well, he's not the worst person alive. He's not the president. But the fact of the matter is, Jake Paul is Jake Paul is the worst kind of entertainer because he knows that he can go ahead and sell any kind of snake oil to the public and he will still be able to make money off of it. He is the kind of entertainer that can go ahead and just do whatever he wants with no repercussions because of the money that's being turned in. And that is unfortunate.
Here's the other problem here. And this is the big thing. And I talked to a lot of boxers about this too. Because obviously Rich Mancuso's got his boxing show. We talk to boxers, worldwide, from top to bottom here. They hate Jake Paul for a different reason. Because he's taking a different approach to all this kind of stuff. And he's taking away from the work that has to go into it. People now think it's some kind of a showcase sort of thing. Not unlike how Dave Grohl felt about things like America's Got Talent. where you just sit there and, you just go up on stage and you go. The training regimen, the work, the effort, all this kind of stuff. Boxing has now become an exhibition and a showmanship versus the best of the best.
It's become wrestling.
What's that?
It's become wrestling.
Basically, yeah. But at least here's the difference, though. With wrestling, though, while wrestling is fake, we'll call it, the stunts are real. No, I know. Listen, I put it in quotes. I'm gonna defend myself, and you're gonna forgive me on this. Yeah, it is scripted. We'll put it that way. But the stunts are real. The pain a lot of times is real. Yes. The work is real. It's not two guys just standing there looking like this. Basically pulling peekaboo style and occasionally moving as they have to. There's real work being done. The moves are legit. It's scripted, but there's a magic. There's a stunt work to it, and a ballet in some ways. So that's the difference between what wrestling is and what boxing has become. And a lot of people, I think, are looking at boxing and saying, this must be what it is now. And all the boxers that have busted their ass since they were 8 years old are looking at this and thinking, this is not, the boxing that I trained for. This is not the boxing I trained for.
Well, that's the thing. I've also talked to other people in, boxing and other MMA, more, action sports, as it was. The main issue with his popularity is that people are coming to watch either to see him possibly get hit, which, unfortunately, with the competitors he goes up against is slim to nil most times, or the people that are coming to watch are his fans already. It's his YouTube fandom. So he's not really bringing any new people to the sport of boxing. He is bringing his fandom to go ahead and watch the stuff that he's doing, regardless of whatever it is he's doing. And unfortunately, because those people aren't actually taking up the sport and aren't getting more educated about it, thankfully the undercard for that night was superb. But if it wasn't for the undercard, nobody would know a damn thing about boxing for even watching that sort of thing. And that's the problem.
But at the same aspect, he did bring people to be interested to watch the fight.
But the problem is that they're not getting the true understanding and the essence of what boxing really is.
Right. They did with the other matches, not the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul.
Which, by the way, the undercard fighters, they did win here because they got so much exposure. Nobody knew who Amanda Serrano was, but now they know who Amanda Serrano was because she won that match. But the match was given to Katie Taylor, So
Irish.
Fair. But now Amanda Serrano had her second loss, and it wasn't really an accurate one. But at the same time, those are the people that really won that night. The fans, it's a bad match when by the sixth round, the people in attendance are booing Mike Tyson's fight and Jake Paul. They were booing by the sixth round, and especially by the end of it, because that is not what they paid hundreds to possibly even thousands of dollars for.
But that's the unfortunate thing about what happened in the match. It was cut and paste. The minute you got to round 5, it was the same moves. It was the same act. It was the same work around in the ring. Basically, the people who were worried about the buffering on Netflix, they didn't have to worry about it because they still saw the same match regardless of what was missing. And the bowing at the end as like a show of his. Oh my!
The fight is still happening.
All right. Oh my God!
I'm just going to end this right here. I'm calling Jake Paul out.
Yes, fine.
I want a boxing match with you. No acts, no script, straight up fist to fist.
You don't stand a chance, Day.
You know what? Here's what I will say. As a fighter, Jake Paul is he trains, he busts his ass, he trains hard. I'm not going to argue it. He is not somebody who phones it in. He puts the work in.
However, anybody with that much free time and money can go to the gym that often, sure.
But if you put him up against a Canelo Alvarez who's trying to call out, if you put him up against a Tyson Fury, I mean, if you could figure out here's the reality. Even though there's a massive weight difference and he's about almost 100 pounds heavier than Ryan Garcia, you put Ryan Garcia in against him. Garcia will basically take him out, even though he's about 100 pounds lighter, because these guys are trained to fight. Yeah. He is trained to show how to fight or to act fighting. There's a massive, you put Usyk in there, you put Amanda Serrano in there. Serrano with the strong. But Jake Paul will never do it because he doesn't want to lose face. That's why he's fighting guys that are 50 years old. That's why he fought Mike Perry, who has 2 professional fights. Tommy Fury that he lost to, Tommy Fury has 10 wins. There's no real fight here. Nate Diaz, an MMA guy who basically is 1-1 in his professional boxing career. There's nobody there that's had 30, 40, 50 fights that is under the age of 40.
Anderson Spider Silva. The fact that he went up against him after the leg got broke.
Rich, back me up on this, Rich. Would Amanda Serrano kick the living crap out of Jake Paul? Because I would say yeah. I mean, there's a height difference, there's a gender difference on this kind of stuff, but she knows how to fight.
Please, Tanya Harding could probably beat him from her celebrity boxing days.
Yes, kids, by the way. Yeah, so, okay. So, like I said,
exactly. Wow.
Dude, listen, I know. So you see this kind of stuff. And with Mike Tyson, you see the training videos of Tyson. I mean, okay, yes, maybe he maybe he was getting tired towards the end. That's very possible. I'm not going to lie. He was always built really to be an early on fighter. Knock it out first to fifth to sixth round. That was his style. That was always his approach. But these were 2-minute rounds for a reason. So that diminishes the amount of work that has to go into, or the stamina level, by about 33%. And if you watched his training videos, you saw just how lethal he was. And if he wanted to pour that on, he could have. But if there was a script, which I'm not saying for sure there wasn't one way or the other,
or
if there was one, it could have negated the script. And in this case, $20 million for the man.
Is the script considered the same thing as a contract?
No, totally different. The script is exactly what they were supposed to do. The contract may allude to basically adherence to the script, but they are two different things.
Because the contract, which I don't know how to actually get it confirmed or not, was saying basically if Tyson won before round 3, he would only get 1/4 of that money of the 20 mil.
So, but this is a professional loss. So for the last almost 20 years, Mike Tyson's record is 56-2. Now it's 57-2. So this is a professional loss on his record, which bothers me a little bit personally.
Right. Which, mind you, I mean, it's not like he was undefeated or anything. 6 losses already. And even then, I mean, they were definitive losses. I don't know if they
McBride, Williams, all the rest of them,
Yeah. Has he ever had a loss where it went all the way to the end?
Buster Douglas was 10 rounds. But apparently he was also like drunk or lazy, or apparently the night before apparently the night before he was chilling out on Prince's couch and pretty much went into that fight figuring he was going to phone it in.
Now that's a story.
If I remember correctly on that, I think that's what the story was. So, but
getting back to more of the television aspect of all this,
we're already an hour into this.
Considering the show, this does not bode well for Netflix
or WWE. Which I'm sure you have a thought on that one, sir.
The fact that WWE is going to be going live on Mondays come January, and that's going to be 3 hours every night, every week. So it is going to be dismaying, but I also want to think that by the time they have the time now to actually go ahead and work on that, my issue is going to be, aside from WWE, do they really think they have a chance in the live sporting aspect of things going forward? I mean, WWE is one thing. WWE, you can always, they are savvy enough to have, guys on the button and know when to shoot to another camera or something. It's a full theater aspect with WWE. So buffering and stuff like that, they can work around that. They had to work around that sort of stuff back when they were on TNN. But as far as other sports in general, going on something of a streaming platform, we've seen it be able to work on things like Amazon and Hulu and Disney Plus, because those are all connected. But even Peacock, yes. So the fact that Netflix is like the last horse in this race to actually get to that finish line, it makes me wonder whether or not they should even bother. Because so many other people have gone ahead and shown that they can do it, and they can do it better.
Maybe it's not about better. It's about who has the most of this.
Well, I mean, the way Netflix already runs their businesses, they're already hemorrhaging enough debt as it is.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I don't know if they necessarily want to go ahead and compound more debt from an American market, considering most of that stuff is usually done from overseas markets, and that's why they have so much more foreign content than, say, any of the other networks do, any of the other streaming networks do.
You know who actually does, in my opinion, the best streaming of live sports? Apple TV. Because you know You know I deal with at Major League Soccer all the time. I've watched Apple TV for the last 2 years. There is never an issue ever. It is so streamed. The video quality is spectacular. I mean, I think Apple makes, I believe, $358 billion a year gross. They can afford the servers, but as a result, they know how to do it. And MLS was not the end result. They were doing that so they can get things like the Super Bowl, or Stanley Cup Finals or NBA Finals. They are running it for the big stuff like WWE, AEW, and they would be able to crush it. They have done a fantastic job. Lionel Messi's on, nobody cares. You never notice a problem, and that's being viewed worldwide. When he premiered last year in Leagues Cup, there was 150 countries around the world that watched that. Never saw a problem.
Right.
Bigger than what Jake Paul brought, because he's the second biggest athlete on the planet. Apple had no problem with it.
And that's going to be really the question, because I think going forward, there is going to be a culling of streaming networks. There's already too many as it is. And I can see within the next couple of years, the ones that are prominent now, at least one or two of them are going to have to go bye-bye.
Sure.
Or get sucked up in a merger or something.
Well, Paramount's
probably going to be
money too, like you said.
Well, that's the thing. Yes, Netflix is on such a bubble, considering they are so more independent than, say, Disney and Hulu and Amazon. They don't have the kind of actual business backing that, say, some of the other ones do. Netflix needs something like live streaming sports, but I don't know if live streaming sports is really the best way to go about it. So
it's the future. Listen, Peacock has NFL playoff games now, and the fans are living. I mean, legally with the NFL rules, if your team is playing locally, which we have the Giants and the Jets, they're not playing in the playoffs. Don't worry about it. But if they did, they are legally required to play the game broadcast cable locally, like Fox or Channel or like WOR, whatever's local to the area. That's a legal contract in the NFL contract or a legal requirement. For a lot of the other sports, like say baseball, there is no legal requirement. So if this Super Bowl is broadcast on Netflix and you don't have Netflix, you don't have a Super Bowl. It doesn't matter if your team's playing or not. So, because it supersedes all that.
And I don't see people necessarily going ahead and doing the whole sign up and cancellation thing like they used to do.
They did for Peacock, because when the Kansas City Chiefs had the playoff game, a lot of people signed up, saw how bad it was, got pissed off, watched the game, and canceled. Because again,
to be fair, Peacock is considerably cheaper than Netflix is.
Yes, but also it's also cheaper in quality and doesn't have the same shows and quality, like I said, content that Netflix has.
Although I do like Night Court.
Even if they did cancel, Netflix still got all that money for that match.
Also true. And the sponsorship deals and all that stuff, yeah.
And no offense, it's insane, the fact, and I know why they don't do the free trials anymore, but it's insane that if you want ads, you pay $7. If you don't want ads, you're paying $15 to almost $16. And then the 4K is almost like $25 a month or whatever the price. I don't know that one because I didn't get that one. But it's insane. Now, I will say, the only reason why I subscribed to Netflix this last month was not for the Tyson and Paul. Did I watch it? Yes. But I downloaded it because it came out the same day as Cobra Kai. Which do I think it's right that they did 3 parts and we're only on 2 parts and I have to subscribe every time it comes out? No.
I haven't seen any of season 6 yet. I'm waiting till the end.
I'm not spoiling. It's just I have to subscribe to them because if I don't, then there's spoilers. And be careful, Scott. There's already spoilers on on freaking Facebook, and I was so ticked off because I didn't get a chance to watch it before I saw that. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
But that's at least something that Netflix is doing smartly, because they have already gone through the mess of, we're going to drop an entire season in one day, and then people will go ahead, sign up, watch that, and then be gone afterwards. At least they're doing something to actually extend the reasoning for people to stay signed in, rather than just going on for, because they're going to do the same thing with Stranger Things too. And that being the final season, they're going to milk that for all it's worth.
And there are, I can't think of what movie, and yes, I did reply to Mr. Justin's comment, because he did, nobody can tell me that Tyson didn't go to this match for a payout, because how Day said earlier, we're lucky that Tyson's still alive and he's doing anything so his family will be set for life. You can't tell me he didn't take the money so his family would be set.
Oh, yeah. Listen,
Yes.
he became a different person after his daughter died. So
Yeah.
so as a result, he's become a lot more human.
I will say that is the one thing I didn't find out until towards after the fact of me rooting for Jake, but I will say that was a low blow on Jake's part of what he said about the daughter. There was some beef between Tyson and I don't know if that was scripted because of like
That's too low if it was.
well,
So.
no, what I'm trying to say is it just he said there was beef and then it's like towards the end they had no beef. I don't know. The whole thing was confusing.
It felt like it was scripted. It felt like, and I'm not saying it's just that, like I said, let me go in the ring with Jake Paul.
No, you're gonna lose.
Listen, here's the thing. If you want to pay me $20 million to lose to Jake Paul, I will take that hit for 1/10 of it. I'll give you a bargain. I'll lose to Jake Paul for $2 million, not even 20.
I will
No,
bet
no.
$500 that you'll lose.
I'll do you one better. If you don't if for some reason Jake Paul does not take the match against Dayveonne Robert, which I will be Don King in his corner, and I will hype this man up. Because you ain't never seen a shadow like him coming at you from behind. Don't let it get twisted. Dayveonne gonna bust you. Busty gonna do that. But anyways.
Hey, just like everybody wanted Tyson to murder Paul, Paul will murder you. You do not have to.
Okay, on that little retort. On that little retort.
Even my dog agrees.
If on that retort, look, I will back it up even this way. If that match ever went down against Dayveonne Robert and Jake Paul, and for some ungodly reason Jake Paul does win that, I will offer a no-holds-barred street fight in an alleyway against Jake Paul, him and me.
Like Rocky V.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah. By the way, yeah, Dayveonne, the rules in this case here, the gloves have to be 30-ounce gloves for you, by the way, not for Paul. Paul can go bare knuckle. You are not allowed to use your right leg. We're gonna have a nail in the floor basically through your shoe. We'll go your toes, but you know.
You can only throw a punch on odd rounds.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you can only use the B button. You can't use the A button.
Also, I will say I am not giving any spoilers, but if you haven't subscribed to Netflix for Cobra Kai, it is really good, and the 5 episodes were worth the amount of admission. That's what I will say. But yeah.
Yeah. No, in this case, like I'm gonna wait until like once part 3 is closed, then I'll watch part 1 and 2.
Justin, define legitimate. 13th. Justin, define legitimate, because basically there could be an asterisk on practically every match.
Yeah.
Also, we're talking about WWE. It's coming in January.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to run into any of the problems that it dealt last night, because on an average, the episodes usually, and I could be wrong on this, but I was trying to do some research, only about 2.1 million people watch WWE per episode. Am I correct on that?
You are correct, but the problem is that WWE has a big contract right now, and this was not a good showing. They're nervous.
Okay.
So,
what I'm saying is, if only, let's say, 2.1 million come and watch, we shouldn't deal with buffering because they got overloaded with 200 million people because of the match. Now, what could hurt them is when we get like SummerSlams, like those big intense ones that they know they need to gear up now and know what to expect. I mean,
WrestleMania would be the biggest issue, and WrestleMania has already had issues being streamed on other networks through other platforms. It has problems enough with Peacock as it is, but especially when it goes into the overseas networks, that's where you really hear about issues. In America, you rarely ever do, but that's because it's so focused, as far as where all the power and where all the energy goes. With Netflix is not necessarily an American company. It is an overseas company. So where they decide to delegate and how much attention they decide to give to WWE, which should be a lot, but there's always a possibility that they may have all the general interests. I can't say that they may not hit some of the other issues. I'm saying as far as the WWE is concerned, they can rebound. They can pivot. Friday night, they couldn't. You were stuck with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was a disappointment. Like I said, even the crowds who were so hyped for this thing were booing by the end of it. And that's why a lot of people are nervous about streaming. Streaming is the future. There's no way around it. But
yeah, I mean, eventually we're not going to have cable anymore.
But imagine what it's going to be like when one of these streaming services has the Super Bowl.
Ooh, that's going to be a lot of commercials. You can't pay for enough commercials on that.
I just want, you know what? I want Dragon Ball to finally go past Dragon Ball Z. You have 6 brand new universes out there. You know, you have so many potential for new characters. What are they going to do? Another integral series between the Buu Saga and Z. You know,
wasn't that Paramount that did that this year, where Paramount streamed the Super Bowl?
Yes, but Super Bowl was still broadcast TV.
Right.
But I'm saying it's going to be exclusively 100% streaming only.
Okay, if it was strictly just streaming.
Okay. Yeah, eventually it's going to be 100% streaming only, and that's where it's going to be a problem, because you think this Tyson Ball fight had a lot of views. I mean, you get 1 billion people worldwide that watch the Super Bowl every year.
Yeah.
And so much of that money used for advertising for just a bunch of people that would be like, okay, I don't want to pay for the commercials. Let me upgrade my thing. No, you're going to get stuck with those commercials. You cannot avoid commercials. Commercials will always be around. Which I actually downgraded my Netflix. I went to the commercial version because I don't mind it.
Sure.
You know, there's nothing wrong with it.
With the downgraded version of the $7 version, did it still have ads for the fight for the Tyson fight?
Yes. I mean, I've watched other things on Netflix before the match, and from what I've seen, they do like pretty much what they were doing during the match. They do promote their own content rather well. There was maybe a couple of commercials for branded stuff, but mostly it was for them promoting their own shows and programming that would be coming out eventually. So in that sense, I don't necessarily see a problem with that. But just in general, if I can just say this bluntly, all the people that want to complain about commercials this and commercials that and advertisements this and having to pay more to not have them, you're never going to get rid of commercials.
Nope.
They are always going to be around.
Here now.
Right. Commercials are basically a staple of entertainment. Everything you watch, everything you stream has some kind of backing from some kind of company, whether they're selling you a hot dog or they're selling you a car. So
it's just like watching the Super Bowl. You watch the Super Bowl. If you don't watch it for the matches, you watch it because of the commercials.
Now the problem may come where it's like something like YouTube, where it's the same commercials every single time, or something like Hulu or Spotify, where it's the same commercials every time, ad nauseum. Yes, it gets a little tedious, it gets a little annoying, it gets a little boring.
Right.
But you know what? I'd rather have that and make it feel like it's just regular television. I don't necessarily want to pause the show every time. I just want to go have a quick pee break. That's what the commercials are for. There's no reason that I should go ahead and actually binge myself, because binging apparently has actually gone a little passé to some people. You shouldn't have to binge television for that long of a stretch of time. It's not good for your eyes. It's not good for your bowels. Hell, there are times I've probably had like hazy dreams where it's like, am I in the television show? I don't know anymore.
Right.
Well, why is 11 trying to kill me? I didn't do nothing. Just, folks, I know that streaming has become quite a convenience for you, but you know what? As much as I hate to say it, we need to make television great again.
Yeah.
Yes, let's make television great again, like we're going to make America great again.
Asterisk. But, yes, there does need to be some sort of reining in. Just for people's health, just for the content to actually mean something nowadays, just for television to not necessarily feel like it's being shoveled down our throats. Let me go to the buffet and pick out what I want to eat. Don't just shove it in my face.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. So,
And I'm sorry. I know I came on here all blunt and I'm taking over.
You were like, send me the link. He was like, okay, Ryan's got opinions here. Ryan, yeah. But the Tyson Paul fight, I mean, it is the future of boxing. It is the future of streaming. And like it or hate it, I would personally have no problem having commercials. I got rid of. I put the commercials back on Hulu and Disney Plus because I didn't really care to spend the extra money. I no longer have the commercials because someone else had an opinion on that was very strict. So now I'm paying for no commercials again. Not you up there.
Yeah. No, you're talking about your other half.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me do it that way. The one up there was like,
okay, yeah.
We're getting commercials. Sorry, no, I just realized my mistake. Sorry.
Thankfully, Rob doesn't have to pay for Disney.
Oh, nice. So
you don't pay for Disney at all?
Nope, I have a friend.
Oh, you're stealing. Okay.
Not stealing. I borrow.
You're a pirate. You're a pirate.
No, it's not stealing. I share an account with my friend. She pays for it, and I use it.
Dude, reality is when it comes to Amazon Prime, everybody does that because there's like one person that pays for it. Because what do? You spend $5,000 a year on Amazon crap. You think Jeff Bezos really cares about like the streaming costs? No.
It sucks that you can't do that with Netflix anymore, but you know.
Yeah, well, they're trying to crack down on that too. Yar. Steve the pirate. So, all right, so I got to do another commercial break.
Push Chef's Manning down there.
Commercial break.
So yeah, so basically here we go. Sorry, we'll do that anyway. We're gonna let it run anyway. But like I said, my favorite pizza place, Pizza Zone. God, that is not working the way I need it to. Anyway, you've seen this already. Cheese, all this kind of stuff fills the appetite. Doesn't hurt the wallet. Definitely take a look at it. I highly recommend it. It's local. It's quick. Also, for a long time, I actually had their gumball machine and also their Pac-Man game in my garage because that's the kind of people we are. $5 pizza, pepperoni, cheese, Monday and Tuesdays. Get it, got it, good, cool.
Can you overnight me some?
Probably
good. Just to let people know, it's $5.
$5. In an era where Subway is like basically, our footlong is no longer $5 because it's like $7.
And
for cheese or pepperoni. No one gives you the option.
Exactly. So you can get one of these.
It's no longer $5.
What's that?
And Little Caesars used to advertise that they were $5, but they're now $8.
There was a food theory that talked about the $5 footlong from Subway, the problems that it caused because people are still thinking in their brain it's still $5. Because the $5 footlong jingo was so programmed into us like 10 years ago. That they're like, it's not $5 anymore.
$5 footlong.
No, but now but now they're trying to bring out $5 snacks with their $5 footlong cookie and everything like that. And I'm like, I don't want a cookie.
Yeah,
especially not that much cookie.
$5 sub, man. $5 sub. So, all right, gentlemen.
Did you wanted to talk about a Mr. Smith real quick, or are we done?
Yeah, we can do that real quick. So let me throw this up there real fast. They're apparently in the world of sequels. We have another one coming because Kevin Smith is talking about now that he has the rights back for Dogma, he wants to do a Dogma 2. I will take a page out of one of his speeches. It's like, didn't you kind of already say everything you did with the first Dogma? Must you go sequel? I personally, Dogma was always one of my favorite Kevin Smith movies of all time. You know, it was so well done. Whether you're an atheist, whether you're a Catholic, it worked on several fronts just because of the fact you walked away kind of feeling good about things. I worry about the sequelitis part of it. I worry about the fact that this might actually damage that legacy, a la Coming to America, for example.
So
Beverly Hills Cop 4 wasn't bad. I'll give it that. But I'm nervous about this one.
Question. Why was the first Dogma movie? Why was it banned like it was? And
Weinstein.
Yeah, Harvey Weinstein had the had the contract on it that prevented streaming and everything.
Yeah.
It took him decades.
So basically, it's not even that you couldn't like watch it on streaming. You were lucky to find it and purchase it yourself. Thankfully, I do own a copy. I own the thick copy, so that's why I know I have everything. But that would be the only way you would ever see the movie for such a strength of time, unless you owned it or someone you know owned it and you watched it through them. That was it. And that was funny because that was the only one of his movies that you could say that about.
Yeah.
Right. I do know he did say on his podcast once that he will start to put Dogma. You can go watch it in his movie theater.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the one that Ernie owns.
Oh, he owns it officially now.
He either owns it or part owns it. Ernie O'Donnell, he definitely manages it, but I think he owns
the Smart Castle. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he owns it.
No,
I
know he
the one
owns
that they
the
filmed
Small
4:30
Cat.
movie in.
No, I meant once does he have the full rights to Dogma now that he could put it in theaters in his own theater?
Yes, if he wants to be, he can put it worldwide if he wants to.
Okay. But that's what I meant. I know he owns Small Castle, but I was talking about the rights for Dogma. Is he did say that he's going to put it on there for sure, and you could be able to watch it. I think he said he's going to do it on Sundays, and you can go watch his other movie that just came out, the 420 movie.
Yes,
4:30.
4:30.
4:30.
4:20. Although 4:20 would probably work with him, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, not anymore, because he doesn't do it anymore.
Did he stop?
He stopped over a year ago.
He's cleaning up in a sense.
Man, Jason.
He said he's clean from it for over a year. He just had his year anniversary.
Well, apparently it's because of Seth Rogen that he got into it in the first place.
I can see that.
He had his anniversary not that long ago because he gave it up. Gave it up back last year because he gave it up. There was a post after Lexington when we went to Lexington. I remember him making a post saying that he was done with the 420.
Right, which I get. After his health scare and everything, he's been becoming more health conscious as the years go on, as he gets older, as Harley gets older herself, and eventually she's going to probably have her own family. So he wants to go into the long run. He's pretty much taking the Mick Foley approach in a sense. Yeah. He's done whatever he has to do himself, and now he's just trying to take it easy. But as far as Dogma 2,
the first one ended so. I mean, here's the thing: you're not going to get Alan Rickman back, which is going to hurt you right off the bat. He didn't get along with Linda Fiorentino, who apparently had some massive problems on the set. It was a big pain in the ass. I mean, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck will probably come back. Chris Rock would probably come back, I would think. All his main favorites, Brian and Jeff and all that, they would come back too. But I mean, the reality is you lose a lot of that magic there. I mean, okay, Alanis Morissette probably would too, but would it involve the kid? She was pregnant at the end of the movie.
Now is that where you bring back or she wasn't in it, but she's been in other projects? Is that where you bring Rosario Dawson to the project?
You can fit her
she'd probably be in,
yeah, because she loves. Listen, everybody loves working with Kevin Smith because he's quick, he's easygoing. The shoot days are like 10 hours. You have a life.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and chances are he'd probably bring in some of his newer people that he works with. Probably Melissa Benoist would probably be in there, I'm sure. My issue is, look, it's one thing when he makes sequels to something like Clerks, because Clerks in itself was pretty much more of like, a page in time sort of story. I mean, it's pretty much more about like the human experience and being in that environment with those characters rather than anything actually narrative. Dogma was narrative. Dogma had a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yes.
And not to necessarily, make this too political, but even when Dogma came out, people had a problem with the movie because of what it was saying about Catholicism. You want to do that movie in the next 4 years? I don't know if it's going to go over well.
It'd be funny that way because Chris Cullen used to talk about, he was working alongside Kevin making like the protest signs when Kevin protested his own movie. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's not even that part of the Catholicism part. I think it's just the fact that people, I think in general, are burned out on sequels. Because there's just so many at this point.
I mean, for some sequels, it makes sense to kind of do them if there's a way into it.
Sorry, I was going to say, and no George Carlin. I'm sorry, I cut you off there.
Oh God, don't George Carlin.
No George Carlin either. And boy, was he massive in that movie.
Right, but that's the thing. It's like some sequels, especially ones that take like so long to make, they make sense if you already know that there's a through line from the original movie into it. Like say Gladiator 2 that's going to be coming out. That sequel makes sense because you're still building off of the exaltation of the prince. And that's who you're following through all this. Even if it is going to be more of a step-by-step of what Russell Crowe's character already had to go through, it still is a sequel that makes sense, and it just is one of those things where it's like taking time to do. another one, if they ever decide to do it, if they ever make a sequel to Kill Bill, where you finally get what was her, Vivica Fox's kid, to do revenge, that'll be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see how you necessarily make a sequel to something like this after whatever was handled. I mean, basically, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, they got killed, did they not?
Yes, they went to hell. They got out of the purgatory that was Wisconsin, and now they're in hell. But in this case, it was God's decision. So God did not, basically, they didn't counteract God. She made a conscious choice to do this.
Right. So, I mean, do you really want to go ahead and be like, oh, well, now they're demons, and now they're coming up from hell, and they're bringing friends? It's like, the more they have to make it convoluted in order to make it work, the less people are going to get attached to it.
You know, I mean, maybe if they did an animated one, you know, maybe you could figure out a way to do that.
I mean, let's face it, Kevin Smith hasn't exactly been the best when it's come to animation. I mean, Clerks only got 6 episodes. As much as I love it, and as much as I do own it,
it was great.
It only still got 6 episodes, which not all of them even got premiered. And then there was the Jay and Silent Bob super groovy cartoon movie, which I don't think anybody has seen unless you had on Amazon at that time when it came up. So anime might be a way to go about it, but again, it's a matter of what are you trying to tell us? What are you trying to sell? What is really going to be a story that's going to be worth us having to go ahead and spend our money when we've already seen what the whole of Kevin Smith's last few movies have been? Not just Clerks 3, but also some like Yoga Hosers. Yeah, there you go. Well, when do you think I was going to go to Detroit? Dude, if they start the movie in Detroit, maybe you have me.
There you go. But I don't know. Like I said, there was talk about Dogma 2, I think at the end credits of Dogma 1, but I don't know. It's like everything is a sequel nowadays. You know,
well, that's the thing. Even when Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, at the end of that movie, you had Alanis Morissette's God closing the book on the Askewerverse. Even though they kind of technically bounced that back. Until Clerks sequels and Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Yeah. And those movies, while they may be good for some of the fans, they're just retreading a lot of the same old stuff. And critically and even fan-wise, it hasn't garnered as much appeal. Mm-hmm. Kevin Smith said he'll still make whatever movies he wants to make. He's not going to be beholden to any necessary production company. But at this point, maybe do a couple of production things. So this way you would even have the money to even conceptualize doing a Dogma 2 properly.
He does movies as the way he wants to do them. But again, because he's so inexpensive and so quick, it doesn't require a massive budget.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to help a lot here, too, where he can do a Dogma 2 at a low budget and not kill himself.
And be honest, he said he really doesn't matter if it makes money or not.
Yeah. He just has fun.
Yeah.
And I've been on theater. Yeah. I mean, and it is a lot of fun on those sets because it is very chill. And he does his own editing work. He does all the cinematography pretty much himself. So when we finished the last day of 4:30 movie, he had that movie 45% done already. He had edited almost half that entire movie by the time he was finished filming the movie. So that's insane.
That is insane. And it's an insane work ethic, but that's how he's always been ever since the beginning. I just don't know how you basically keep going, especially if he's going to go ahead and he's like a year clean off weed. I'm sorry, but if you have that kind of a work ethic, you need something in your system to keep you going. Unless he's going into caffeine or probiotics, I don't know what is doing it.
He's a vegan now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is vegan.
Yeah.
Vegan? Like not even vegetarian?
100% vegan, I think. Yeah, after the heart attack. I think his daughter got him into it. I mean, listen, he looks great for 50 whatever years old. Compared to what he used to be. You know, you see him now versus like, say, I don't know, Die Hard 4.
Well, okay, yeah, when he was in the basement, the literal basement dweller. But still, I mean,
center.
Yes. I mean, he's looked decent in other movies. It's like I can't necessarily say anything. I've been on my own weight loss journey this year, but I do think that there is something to be said for at least having a steak once in a while. And I don't know. look. As far as Dogma 2, if he wants to make it, he's going to make it regardless. There's nothing that can tell anybody otherwise. I would like to see people in their later years be able to go ahead and at least give us something more of like a final bow rather than just a retread of their own work.
Yeah.
I mean, take the risk. Go do the Scorsese and do Megalopolis. Even if it does bomb, but at least you're going for the fences.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's another guy who's like, I don't care about the money part of it. I'll do what I want.
Right. Well, he'll blame Marvel movies for why it didn't work, but still, I don't think Kevin Smith's going to do that.
No, I mean Kevin Smith watches Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Right. Prefers DC.
He wrote Marvel comics in DC for a while ago.
Yeah. I have some of the DC comics that he wrote.
Nice.
Quick thing, I know we're about to wrap this up, but
yeah, it's already past 10.
I know we're literally wrapping it up, but today
Sorry.
mark 2 years since Jason David Franks passed away. So rip Jason David Franks. Today was the anniversary.
How many years now?
2 years. So
yeah,
I hate to like end it on like
no, it's okay.
Note,
that's a proper. There's a proper.
As somebody that got to meet him a couple times, and I know he's a lot of people's childhood. Rip, and you know.
Dave,
you interviewed. I'd rather you go off of someone that at least died and was still respecting their passing, rather than worrying about who's the next old person that just died recently.
Yeah,
because that seems to be the flood of happening this past couple of months.
Well, it's one of those things that basically you get these people that are in their 80s and 90s, the Maggie Smiths or whoever,
or
Tony Bennett just this past weekend.
Yeah, Tony. Yeah.
Did we talk about Tony Todd last week?
We did not. I don't think. Oh no, I think we might have mentioned. So, yeah, the whole death thing's been a little weird on my part to some degree, which is why JD is like, please stop putting death in the chats.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry. Dude, I literally referred to 2024 as the Anos de Muerte on my side. I swear to God. You know.
So, but
Dave, you've been solemn over there, looking to the side of the screen, looking at me.
Dave, do you have to get up early tomorrow?
Nah.
Okay. Because last week you had to get up at 3 a.m. or so.
Yeah. I do want to, hey, Kyle, but yes, my entire background is wrapping paper. And this is for buddy season.
Cool. That is so cool.
And we got a Christmas tree up because if y'all know, I do TikTok and I'm on Cameo. So quick shameless plug. But yeah, so we did the entire background.
Yeah. By the way, where can people find you on TikTok? Just as a
look up Buddy the Elf. And I should be the second user. It'll be because if I say the other username, it would be long, but it's the one with 31,000 followers on there, and you'll see me as Buddy. So
he's like, yeah, 31,000.
Wow, just the flex on that, just like whipping it out for Christmas.
Just 31,000.
Just
31. You just put it on the Christmas tree, like, ugh.
It's like, yeah, I know. It's tough to be me. I've gotten millions of views on there, but you know what? Somebody has to. I'll take the hit for you guys.
I'm just the cotton-headed ninny muggins.
But yeah, the anniversary of that just came out the other day too. So
yeah, actually, the day I permed my hair was the 20th anniversary of it coming out on DVD and VHS. Was the 16th. The 7th that you just referred was when it came out in theaters 21 years ago.
So did you get the hair permed on purpose because of the anniversary?
Yes, and because when I get it dyed on the 30th, the next day is December 1st, which is full-on Christmas season.
So he got
not according to the stores. The stores' Christmas season started before Halloween.
You're right.
Yes.
You're right. But for me, that's when I do the full-on content. I mean, I'm already doing content as Buddy now that the hair's permed, but
So Dayveonne, what are you doing for Christmas?
I have no idea.
Well, we'll get first through Thanksgiving. That's why I told everybody tonight you will not see me on Buddy as on the show until after Thanksgiving.
Respect. Cool. Until Santa goes down, basically the Macy's Day Parade.
Exactly.
Oh, the Macy's. Oh. Mom used to watch the Macy's Day Parade every single year religiously. Whoopsie.
Okay. On that note. That's Ryan, which we have not seen.
Wait, stop.
Sir.
Wait, Dang.
Yeah.
What'd you have to say?
I got my Christmas gift early.
Oh, cool. You got a box.
Not just any box.
box with stuff in it.
Ooh.
Cigar box.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
I don't know the rules about smoking on camera.
No, I'm not smoking.
I was gonna say, we may have a cigar sponsor on one of the other shows, and I need to look up whether YouTube will allow that.
Could we get Rob as Buddy to smoke a cigar?
That's a good question.
How much would he have to be paid, or charity to be paid for that one? Is the question, I think.
I don't know, but I mean, Buddy's got to grow up at some point. I'm sure.
I mean,
Story
I will
world.
say I have never smoked in my entire life.
Keep in mind that at the oh, God.
Technically, you don't smoke cigars. You simply put them in your mouth and let nature take its course. You don't inhale like you do a cigarette.
Like this one is your cutter for the cigar, the punker, and lighter. I just got to put fuel.
That's not bad.
So, well, see, keep in mind that at the end of Elf, he had a kid, which means that Buddy got laid.
Yeah. Yeah, Buddy married Joby.
Yeah, so you got to figure, wow, that's, if you think he was hyper after, like, that spaghetti sugar thing.
Okay. On that note, that's Ryan